a lot of the legwork with regards to this, but 4 districts launched on this program back in late May. So we've moved through all 4 of those districts. Adoption sits at about 95% for those 4 districts, and just a few straggler clubs that we're still trying to get in touch with and communicate with. But pretty soon, districts in Ontario Soccer will be helping us get in touch with them directly. So again, pretty solid buy-in, if only for the perspective of upgrading your support and improving the technology you have access to. So coming tomorrow, my partner Sam will be reaching out to all of you and every other club that was not able to make it here today, essentially looking to line up a call with me. That call can be quite short, 5 to 10 minutes, just to simply activate the upgrade for me to learn a little bit more about you guys and make sure that we're supporting you as best as possible. I also want it to be known that I work with every club and league across Ontario Soccer. So I've done this for about the past 2 years plus. I have a solid baseline understanding of the relationships within Ontario Soccer, the power dynamics, the politics, the lot. I'm always still learning, of course, but I want you to feel like I am a resource that is listening on the SportsEngine side. Product feedback that you might have, it's absolutely something you can bring to the conversation that we have at an individual level. Questions about how the technology can serve you or how you can become more efficient within it. These are the things that I'm here to take your feedback, compile it, and build these items that are club requests into the product roadmap. I know many organizations feel like clubs were not properly represented at the point where this technology was originally built. I'm here to change that. Utilize me as a resource. I'm here to help. And I'm eager to look. I'm looking forward to speaking with each of your organizations to get that feedback and talk about what the future holds. So I will ping this link in the chat. But essentially, this is a kind of a landing page that describes what's included within SportsEngine Premium. And then down at the bottom, there's actually a link to my calendar where the hope is that within the next few days, weeks, each organization grabs 30 minutes. Welcome to take longer if you'd like, and gets on the phone with me to finalize this upgrade or discuss, if you'd like, how it can benefit your club in more concrete fashion. So feel free to share this with any other administrators on your team. This is a good resource just to kind of give you an overview of what this process is and what's included in SportsEngine Premium. So you can expect to hear from us over the next day or two to kind of find time to grab a meeting. Don't see any questions here yet, so we'll keep rolling. Oh, for those of you who currently have paid for SportsEngine Premium in the past, I know that's about 25% of organizations across Toronto Soccer Association. You will be receiving a refund for this year's subscription if you paid your yearly fee already. And if you have not paid it, you simply won't see a bill. That leads me into the other piece of how long is this free for? I'm sure it's a question that many of you guys have. We are in year 2 of a 5-year partnership with Ontario Soccer. The process to activate this is $0. It basically is a subscription of $0 that carries through to the duration of our partnership, the remainder of that 5 years. The process to activate it does not involve us collecting a payment method from your organization. So theoretically, when that 5 years is up, if for some reason we were not the preferred partner for Ontario Soccer going forward, or if the cost of the premium platform changed, we would have to go through this exact same process again. Reach out to each organization individually and essentially make sure that either, yes, we would like to pay for this software and utilize it, or no, we wouldn't like to, please remove these tools from our club. So there's no ability for us to charge if the price happens to change at the end of our partnership. All right. Quiet bunch. Feel free to participate or throw things in the chat. I'm here to answer questions, but I'll go ahead and run through a quick screen share and demonstration of the SportsEngine Premium products, kind of what's included and baked within here. Imagine this will take about 10 or 15 minutes, and then we can get to final Q&A and get everyone back to their night. So again, I appreciate your attentiveness, and let's dive in. Is everyone able to see my screen here? Thank you for the nod, Sergey. I appreciate it. All right. One second. Get my windows back organized. All right, great. So this should be familiar to most of you. Again, SportsEngine Premium will actually just overlay over your existing Club SportsEngine account and activate the new tools. So as a quick refresher, you've got all your profile tabs up in the top with your chats and notifications and messages. The support tab on the right side for all of your help articles and guided walkthroughs. One of the things I want to show you for organizations that are interested in the other tools available within Premium, such as the SportsEngine mobile app for communication and scheduling, the rostering so that your CSV uploads process disappears, no longer happens, registration within the platform, payment collection. All of these things are broken down into what we call a walk me guide. And it's kind of a cool piece of change management technology. So maybe if I wanted to grant an administrative permission to an existing member, I would select that task, and this little wizard will pop up and walk me around the platform, quite literally, and tell me where I need to click and what I need to do in order to complete this task. So it's a fun process. It helps for things when you're doing these later than you want to be or earlier in the morning than you'd like. As long as you can articulate the task you want to complete, this wizard and walk me flow will be able to help you get through the process itself. This walk me technology will be released for the replacement for your governing seasons in early January. So that brings us to the next piece of SportsEngine Premium, which is that you may be familiar. Typically on the left-hand side here, you have a tab that says Governing Seasons, and then beneath that, Ontario Soccer. What I'll give you a quick demonstration of today is the next generation of that technology. So after 7 years, we're going to be saying goodbye to it after this indoor season, and the new flow will be launched for outdoor 2024. So these walk me articles will be available for you, even if you choose to stick with your current registration provider externally. They will exist and help with the upload process if you choose to continue that path. All right, I'm going to take a quick spin through there since we're on it and demonstrate what this looks like. So again, SportsEngine is designed to be a full club management solution. The Oscar portion of it is a very small piece of what we do. We are here essentially to fulfill all of the administrative needs of every organization across Ontario. So what you're seeing right here is season management. Again, as you can see, it's a beta product. It's actually live right now with one of our other governing body partners called Babe Ruth Baseball. They're very similar to Ontario Soccer. They have about 750,000 athletes participating across 50 states or districts across the United States. So all these, this tool is basically being ironed out by them, with, of course, the Ontario-specific bits being added in come January for you guys. So what you've got here is a list of your seasons. This demo club season is what we'll go through in just a second. And then you have your locations as well, essentially to plug in the spots where you get field permits, any domes you might have for indoor stuff, the times they're available, maybe a big field and 2 small fields at each of them, whatever you might have. And then within the season management flow itself, if I click into this, I'll get a great overview of basically the whole structure of my organization's scheduling, rostering, team management for the entire season. So some brief dates, June 1st to August 31st, this season just wrapped up. So it'll give us a full picture of what it looks like. The settings allow you to see basically all of the stats, any sort of head-to-head for House League, if you might want to publish this on your website. Again, these are tools available to organizations that are kind of using us top to bottom. within Premium. No extra cost. It's all included within here. So you have each of your divisions. Again, you can create these as needed and then roster teams to them. So these teams, of course, can be created manually, or you can upload them if you're a larger club and you have a list of, 200 teams you want to place within here. You can tag them to their specific division, so on and so forth, see players and staff, and then team status will show you the eligibility within Ontario Soccer. So here it just says public and inactive, but if this organization was connected to Ontario Soccer, it would show, eligible with the green check or ineligible with an orange dot, and you could click into there to figure out, who might not have a membership or a profile photo or things of that nature. Then we'll get into the rostering, and this process is going to save clubs a lot of time should, again, you switch over to SportsEngine for your full administrative operations. The CSV process disappears within on SportsEngine Premium if you use this platform for registration. Up to 10 teams at a time can be created, staff and players, and submitted to your districts. Memberships will purchase automatically. For clubs that have, several thousand athletes, this could be a couple weeks worth of administrative time savings. For clubs with a smaller count, adjust accordingly. So we're really excited about being able to bring that to organizations to help, streamline their operations. So what you see here within rostering is quite straightforward. You have people on the left, whether they be players or a staff that you're assigning, and then teams on the right. You can sort these by the division level or the age of play or gender or anything that you might want. On the left side, essentially, it's a drag and drop function. So I can simply select all of these 25 right here, drag them onto my jellyfish team, and they'll go ahead and populate onto that roster. Of course, you can sort by a bit more than just the member directory of everybody who's ever touched your program. You can filter from a registration, plug in the SKU that you want to roster from, the program age level, a birth date range, anything you want, you can build it within here. And we build all of your registrations as a premium partner. So any programs you want to offer, the price points, the payment plans you want to build into there, again, all of those things would be available for you to filter off of, friend requests, family member as a coach, whatever it might be, you're able to sort correspondingly. So that's the rostering process. And essentially when you'd have those teams back here, you would just hit submit to Ontario Soccer. And then the schedule piece is the last one. Again, we're really excited about some of the future items such as top-down scheduling, that'll really allow clubs in their district to operate, seamlessly within this process. So we have, a general list of all of your events. We also have a scheduling assistant, which is really great for house league operations. Again, competitive stuff just requires so much massaging, but within here, you can see the fields you have available, the dates that they are. So I got field 1 at Wrigley Field available from, it looks like 4 p.m. to 7 p.m., Monday and Wednesday. And then I got it for an extra, hour on Friday. And I can create events, move them around from one slot to the next. And I can also auto schedule within this flow. So if I clicked into this U8 boys and hit generate games, what I'll see is within my house league, I've got these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 teams. Let's say they're all going to play 6 games, 1 game apiece. I can generate these matchups, save them, and then based on any conflicts I build in, like blackout dates for a specific team, or for a facility, time constraints. One team can't play past 6 p.m. You can build all that in here, auto schedule 21 games, and your house league has a mock schedule. Of course, you can adjust as needed. Building these items in and shifting them around depending on kind of the time slots that they're available. Dragging and dropping is quite a simple process as well to make your schedule your own. Syncing the schedule will actually push all of this out to your family. So you can mess around here behind the scenes as much as you'd like, build games and events and practices and whatnot, and then syncing it will send it out to the connected mobile app and everything like that. So the picture I'm trying to paint is of one account at the family level that does absolutely everything. It contains your registration history, your financial and billing status, your SEOS number for Ontario soccer history, any credentials you might have as a staff member. Um, the solution is designed to handle it all. Um, and no solution is perfect. SportsEngine certainly isn't, but we are at least at this point um, certainly an extremely efficient option for clubs within Ontario, and it will only become, a stronger case in that regard. So, does anyone have any questions on this new season management flow that I can answer? I seem to have lost my chat window. I don't know if anything's popped up. Let's see, there's the chat. I don't see anything in the chat. All right. Well, I'll dive into one more section, which is the financial reporting. And for many of you organizations on E2E or utilizing Bambora or PowerUp, I think you'll be pretty excited about what's within this financial section. So here's another demo organization that simply has some financials attached to it. What you're looking at right here is pretty much the state-of-the-art, cutting-edge financial reporting technology. So these are 6 financial reports that are available to all organizations. The first one is payouts. So essentially, at a glance, you can see what your organization collected and the dates that the money actually hit your bank account. So this is something that is available every 24 to 72 hours, batch deposited into your bank account. Clicking into this September 6th payout will very clearly show me how we get from gross to net. So as a treasurer, I can see we collected 4,500 in payments, how much we did in refunds, what SportsEngine took in credit card processing fees, and if you did any discounts, credits, or voids, those would show up in other. So reconciliation is a breeze. For those of you who use QuickBooks, we also have a direct API integration with QuickBooks. So what that means is that once daily at a time of your choosing, all of your payout data will automatically sync over into SportsEngine. So auditing, reconciliation of payments is going to be a vastly reduced workload for your admin team. Receivables, relatively straightforward. With so many athletes on payment plans these days, it's very important to be able to forecast what's coming in so you can see what's past due, unpaid, and also what's coming due for your organization over 60, 90 days with the individual transactions making up this report as well. In the coming due feature, we have a nice little bit. I imagine a few of you have fallen victim to the old expired credit card issue. This report actually will show you within 30 days upcoming whose credit card is going to expire before their next payment hits. So it'll allow you at the touch of a button to send a custom link out to each of them that basically says, hey, your credit card's going to expire and the payment's going to fail. Please go ahead and update your payment method on file here. That's a nice one for admins that do have to deal with that. One other little nugget I'll leave you guys with is that we're hoping March, I'll knock on wood, of next year, we're going to have the ability for people to pay within credit card as traditional within registration or within an invoice, but they're also going to be able to hook up a bank account directly. So if you deal with a lot of e-transfers and manually caching, tracking, entering those into an accounting software, people will actually be able to hook up a transit number and plug their banking information directly into a back end of a SportsEngine registration to be able to make payment directly from their bank account. So moving even further towards a world in which your treasury team is not responsible for manually entering an individual's payment. Sale items, this allows you to see all your SKUs and how they've performed over time, the sale quantity and what you've brought in terms of a dollar amount, what's paid and what's outstanding on these programs within your SKUs, so you can track them year over year, put in a custom range as you need. Adjustments truly helps you get from gross to net, so discounts, credits, and voids is a part of that. Payments is quite straightforward. It's all of our payments that flow through your program, and refunds as well will allow you to see all of the refunds that you've submitted within a specific time frame for your organization. I know many of you have to do custom management of your individual's payment plans. So I'll just quickly pop into one of these for Olivier. Take a look at his order and show you some of the flexibility that you have within here. So this individual has paid 2 installments on a 7 installment payment plan. If I need to edit these, family's going through some hardship, I can change the date on this. I can credit down the amount. This installment's completely going to be canceled, and we're just actually going to add this to another installment. I can manage this however I might need. For those of you who do collect offline payments, e-transfers, cash, check, you can make a pay offline note with cash or check, e-transfer, plug in the specific amount, or alternatively, you can just simply apply a credit if they happen to have done some volunteer work within the program and pick which installment that you want that credit to be good for. So you have immense payment flexibility within here. We have full buy X, get Y discount functionality as well, which is a term I had no idea what that meant until our developers released it. But essentially, it's the top level of discounting available within financial reporting technology. So it's a nice feature that we're proud to offer. Does anyone have any questions on the financial management portion of SportsEngine?
Hi, sorry, this is Helena Rukin from TSA secretary. Sorry, I'm calling in from a practice and I can't figure out how to type in the chat. About the credit card processing fees, is that first of all, what is the percentage that the organization you partner with takes? What is the cost to the clubs if they were to use SportsEngine for registration? And are there any other additional costs, anything at all for using any part of the software, or is the credit card processing the only potential added cost?
Yeah, thank you, Helena, and great questions. So here at SportsEngine, we try and think about ourselves as big company development with small company support. That's part of this premium rollout. We're trying to get closer to that small company support with giving each of you a direct point of contact on our team. The big company development helps us with things like getting low payment processing rates. So as part of NBC Sports and Comcast Network, we're directly built on the back of Stripe. So the SportsEngine payment processing rate includes everything. It includes your credit card fees, your merchant fees, your gateway fees. It includes your per player fees. Everything is built within that. So when you have a bill come in, once a quarter from your existing provider, it's really not how we operate. Fees are taken out in real time, and you're able to see those quite clearly within your payment processing, within your payout report right here of I'll go back to it, what actually was billed by SportsEngine. And you can view these fees, of course, aggregated over a year, however you might want. In terms of the pricing for those fees, so we have standard kind of advertised payment processing fees. However, I've seen some familiar faces within here, and those of you who have spoken with certainly know that advertised payment processing fees are not what we end up charging for most organizations. So that's based on a combination of your revenues as a club, the total amount of athletes that you support, so on and so forth. So for any organization interested in learning more about our payment processing fees, again, I'll hopefully speak with each and every one of you. Certainly happy to dive into that exercise if you'd like and see how we shake out. What I'd say is we're typically at cost or a cost savings for most organizations working off of a different technology such as Bambora or PowerUp once you add up all the line items and things of that nature.
Okay, great. Thanks so much. Appreciate that. I have one more question, which is around potential. So if we register players and use the email families' email addresses, Will you use any of these email addresses to communicate with the parents directly or send out any advertisement potentially?
Yeah, great question. Thank you for bringing that up. It was something I wanted to touch on tonight. So the process of using a generic email address within SportsEngine was broadly a pretty challenging one to deal with. It's created duplicates within most club systems. It doesn't allow for uh, profile photos to stick. There are several challenges associated with organizations not using real emails. And I can understand that at a time when SportsEngine partnered with Ontario Soccer, um, there was a lot of concern around utilizing an American partner from a data security perspective. So let's kind of dive into that. First of all, if you utilize SportsEngine Premium, Ontario Soccer and your district receive zero extra data relative to if you were doing a standard CSV upload. The same 5 pieces of information of first name, last name, date of birth, gender, and email address are submitted to the district when you submit a roster. Ontario Soccer and the district have no extra visibility into your club data. We're also PCI level 1 compliant. So what that means is we're the highest level of payment and credit information security credentialing essentially available. So we have the same level of security as someone like Amazon or something like that. We've never had a data breach. We don't sell data. And the only reason that we would message out to an organization is if one of their individual administrators scheduled, an event within SportsEngine that for a team that they're rostered to. Uploading a file into SportsEngine automatically triggers an invitation to the email on file to claim their account. So I can certainly talk through this with each individual club, but claiming an account is going to be the way of the future. Up till now, there's been no value for the family in that account. However, if it helps with clubs or being able to retain a profile picture, ensure that there's no duplication, if a birth date gets fat fingered in an upload, the fact that profile is verified and claimed will help. Instead of throwing a bunch of flags, it'll help correct that information and keep the process moving on. So to answer your question, Helena, we don't advertise out to organization users. We're in compliance with all laws within Canada for communication perspective. I think I answered that, but if I didn't, did I miss any pieces?
No, great. That's excellent. Thanks so much. Appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's an important topic, and I'm certainly happy to discuss it in more detail with any club that has, additional concerns. The process is very buttoned up. So we're in compliance on that side.
Great, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's all I have from a presentation perspective. I'll go ahead and finish sharing my screen here. Does anyone else have any questions about this premium rollout? How we're going to go about communicating with clubs? What's included within SportsEngine Premium? I think just to Helena's point, I want to make it super clear that, again, there's no subscription cost to this. The only variable cost you might actually see would be if you wanted SportsEngine to design some sort of custom website for you. So, go ahead and share my screen again. Here's an example of something that I'm rather proud of that we built. This is a USL website for New Mexico United. It's a pretty cool page with integrated video graphics built on a proprietary SportsEngine and WordPress combined website. So we are able to connect into the back end of WordPress. Again, not applicable for most organizations, but this is kind of the cutting edge of what we can do from a website perspective to
upgrade SportsEngine HQ Premium. All registered clubs now.
Oh, I think something might have come off of mute accidentally. So yeah, so this is that's the last piece. That would be the only variable cost. If you wanted to stick with an external website or utilize the standard SportsEngine website, which again is included in premium, there would be no cost. Simply payment processing, which again we'll negotiate with each of your organizations, kind of based on your needs and your size and scope and things of that nature. So, what happens if a parent does not claim their profile? What keeps parents from signing up their child for another club with a different email address? Great question. So is this with regards to like a parent trying to skirt around a formal transfer process? I'll go ahead and take a crack at an answer. So parent doesn't claim their profile, nothing happens. However, within Ontario Soccer, there's 4 identifiers that they look at. It's first name, last name, email address, and date of birth. So if those items are identical, or any of those items are identical, it'll throw a flag. So unless someone is completely falsifying a persona, building them out of the dirt, then they won't be able to do that. Additionally, we have the concept of a verified profile that was launched, I believe, towards the tail end of indoor season of last year. So you may see on some of your athletes that next to their profile, it says verified on, 6/6/23 or something like that. So those verified profiles, again, would only be able to be on one roster. Rostering them within a different club would throw a flag at the district level. Good question. Claiming a profile is something that happens automatically if your club chooses to utilize SportsEngine registration by nature of them just plugging in their first name, last name, and email address to register with your club. And then there's a very simple merge process, which will allow historical Ontario soccer data, their member number, the rosters that athlete has been on, to be able to combine with the more rich profile that has just come through the registration with, their favorite color and the friend that they want on their team and, their jersey size and things of that nature. So the process essentially, I say for clubs, would be a 12-month process to where there might be some duplicates in the system, depending on the size of your club and how prevalent the use of fake or generic email addresses was. That workload might vary, but again, something we can absolutely discuss as an individual process with your club to figure out, what would need to be done, whether you choose to utilize SportsEngine from an administrative side or not. Thank you, Grace. Anyone else have any other questions? Hey, Mahira, if we are not using SportsEngine for registration, what aspects of premium are currently available to us? So I think you might have jumped in a second late, but essentially it's a support upgrade. So you have a direct point of contact within our team. No problem. A direct point of contact within our team. Support hours are extended and response time is improved. And then you'll also have access to some of the new modules that we're building within Ontario Soccer. So additional technology that will be coming down. Again, available at no cost, but something that if you wanted to utilize the registration, the mobile app would also be available to you. Again, with parents with no claimed profile, there's not a lot of value in a mobile app because a parent needs to have ownership of that account for them to use the mobile app. It's got 4.8 stars and 135,000 reviews though. So if you're frustrated with your current mobile app solution, again, another reason for us to talk and see if the tools might work well for your club. Yep, absolutely. Alrighty, I'll give it another few seconds for people to type anything out. But otherwise, thank you all. Very appreciative of you taking time in the evening, in the middle of the week, or beginning of the week, rather. I hope everyone had a great summer season. Lisa, would the mobile app be similar to like a TeamSnap app? Absolutely. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. So it connects into your SportsEngine database. It pulls schedule information, communications, RSVP functionality. Again, many clubs have a pretty high team snap bill, at least on the competitive side. $0 included in SportsEngine Premium. So another good feature that'd be available to your club. Set this up per team management. I don't quite understand the question.
So there would be essentially one person responsible for setting that up per team. So it's not going back to everyone of communication.
So it's a tool that connects into the SportsEngine Premium back office. So as you build out all your team rosters and put people on those rosters, they receive an invitation to basically just download the mobile app. They log in with the same email and password that they've used for a registration, if they're part of the club within using SportsEngine for registration. And then they would see their schedules populate within that app. Again, if they have multiple athletes, they'd see multiple teams, the chats and communication with either the parents or if a coach messaged them directly. Coaches can take attendance and RSVPs, cancel practices en masse, all of that stuff. So it's a team snap dupe basically. We built it first, I guess, but no, team snap product is a good one. This is just another way to get clubs off of using many different technologies and get them into a system that's a little bit more streamlined, not only at the administrative side, but also for your members. If you have a kid in a house program and you're getting your schedule and chats and communications in a completely different way than your kid in the competitive program, that's not an amazing experience for the parent off the field. And so providing that consistency with one account that serves as the member in entirety, that's another one of our big goals with what we've built here. And again, all of this technology is stuff that's been used by 40,000 plus youth sports organizations across North America. The Oscar piece that many of you guys have had your exclusive experience with is really a dedicated and small part of what we do here. We have the development resources to continue building what we consider to be the best club management solution out there. And if it integrates with your provincial body, then hopefully that provides a lot of efficiency and a good reason for us to connect. So yeah, good question, Lisa. All right, I'll wrap this up. Again, if you have individual questions, I'll be reaching out to you through my partner, Sam, beginning tomorrow. I believe I have most of your club emails, but have a lovely evening. Thank you for the time. And yeah, have a great start to your fall, everybody.